Hello everyone, EB the Original Master here, and today is March 24th, 2017. And today I'm here to make this video giving you guys the upcoming episodes for SpongeBob SquarePants, the Roblox series, uploading to my EB the Original Master's channel. So here's the reason why I am uploading this video on my main channel, is because that my second channel, the SpongeBob Studios channel, isn't getting comments lately on that channel. And if I highly recommend that, I will obviously know that either the channel isn't being recognized or whatnot, but if anything occurs or happens throughout that channel, I will end up deleting SpongeBob Studios and start uploading on my main channel from now on. Because since the SpongeBob Studios channel isn't getting that much comments. But anyways, I'm just here to give you guys some episode ideas for season 2017. So, in my Origins of the SpongeBob Roblox Series video that I done in February, I gave you guys some upcoming episodes, but I haven't officially gave you guys a quick synopsis of the plots are. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys those plots right away of when those episodes are in the making. Now, before I get any further, I am not no Nickelodeon, meaning that I make the episodes ahead of time and then I upload them on the day that I was supposed to release them. I am a very busy person with real life stuff where I cannot sit down and make these episodes fully because I'm focusing on real life situations that I really want to take care of before I think about taking breaks. With that said, let's ignore the real life stuff and let's talk about the social stuff. So yeah, so the first episode, I've already told you the plot for Pat Rules already. I've already told you that plot. That was mentioned in my season 2017 video that I did back in December of last year, where I discussed the upcoming episodes that I was going to make for the year 2017. Pat Rules, the episode was already been done. So let's talk about its sister episode, The Flood. So The Flood is the episode is the episode segment after Pat Rules. So in The Flood, the plot of this episode is that while washing the dishes at the Krusty Krab at night, SpongeBob accidentally forgets to turn off the sink, and then the sink overflows, and then the whole Bikini Bottom is flooded, thanks to SpongeBob's retardedness. So the gang must figure out a way to drain all the water before Bikini Bottom stays flooded forever. Yes, I know the plot sounds very, very bland and dull, but that's how I want the episode. I want to make another kind of funny related episode. So yeah, that's the plot for The Flood. That episode is coming out during the week of spring break, if I have a chance to make it. So yeah, that's the plot for The Flood. Now, the next episode, episode 34, is Abandoned Snail and Year of the Dragon. So, in Abandoned Snail, in this episode, Gary gets kidnapped or taken by a snail pound, and SpongeBob and Patrick must go to the snail pound to free all of the snails that were trapped inside the pound. So, basically, in this episode, Gary gets picked up by like a snail pounder or something, and then he like throws him in his truck or whatnot, drives away, and then SpongeBob and Patrick must go and stop the snail pound and return all the snails back to their correct owners. This is actually a rescue type mission episode, similar to Squidtopia, but in Squidtopia, SpongeBob and Squidward visit a bizarre island where the king of Squidtopia keeps Squidward hostage when he refuses to stay on their island. So yeah, the next episode following Abandoned Snail is Year of the Dragon. This has a really interesting plot. So in this episode, Bikini Bottom is celebrating a Chinese New Year. So basically, they're deciding to celebrate a whole different holiday, and in order to brighten up the holiday even more, SpongeBob is sent out to find a real dragon to complete the Chinese New Year holiday. So SpongeBob goes on an adventure to find this dragon, and he must bring him to Chinese New Year's so it can bring good luck. So this is a good luck dragon. It's a dragon that gives out good luck. And then SpongeBob goes out to find this dragon, but he finds trouble finding it. until he needs some assistance from his friends. So yeah, that's the plot for Year of the Dragon. It's a Chinese New Year's related episode. I might have like Chinese music playing in the background. I might end up having SpongeBob and some other character going off to find this good luck dragon to bring to the Chinese New Year's. So yeah, that's episode. All right, now episode 35 is Divorce and Camp Frightmare. So in this episode, in Divorce, it's actually a relationship between Plankton and Karen. So Divorce is almost very similar to Plankton Gets the Boot, the episode that I just reviewed last week, but it's a little bit more upending on it. So basically in the episode Divorce, Karen and Plankton obviously gets a divorce, and then they don't want to see each other anymore until Plankton decides to go live off his life without Karen. Things doesn't turn out to be easy. SpongeBob then helps out by forming a wedding. So SpongeBob forms a wedding to get Karen and Plankton back to sorry for if I stuttered. What I meant to say is that SpongeBob decides to host a marriage, he decides to host a wedding for Plankton and Karen to get back together again so they could live a lovely life again. So it's almost like single cell anniversary, Plankton Gets the Boot, but this is going to be a lot more humorous to see how Plankton and Karen got the divorce in the first place. It's going to be like a husband and wife type of situation. The husband is lazy, the wife is trying to encourage the husband to do something. The wife has enough, tells the husband to get out or something. So the husband's like, you know what, I had it with you. I'm going to have a divorce. I'm going to just leave and find somewhere else to go. Real life situation. Camp Frightmare. So in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick, yes, another SpongeBob and Patrick related episode, are going to a summer camp. But instead, the bus takes them to a whole different summer camp, which is actually a summer camp of horror. So they go to a camp called Camp Frightmare, where they must survive very scary tasks. SpongeBob and Patrick are afraid of this camp, so they try to escape from it. But as they do escape, they end up encountering scary ghouls and fiends. So there'll be like scary monsters and spiders and creepy crawlers and whatnot in this episode. And it's going to be pretty funny. It's probably coming out in the summertime, I guess. But yeah. Next episode is Grand Sponge Auto, which is basically a SpongeBob version of Grand Theft Auto. In this episode, Bikini Bottom is Bikini Bottom's crime rate is really, really high of the amount of crimes that are occurring in Bikini Bottom. So SpongeBob and the gangs, obviously, so it's going to be SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, hopefully Mr. Krabs and Sandy, and a few other helpers along the way. They must they must actually go out to a different part of Bikini Bottom. So there's like a ghetto part of Bikini Bottom where they must go and try to stop all the bad crime rates that is happening. This is a two-parter, so there's going to be a part 1 and a part 2 to make the episode full length. That's episode 36. Now, episode 37 is going to be Who Framed Mr. Krabs and Patissimo the Great. So in Who Framed Mr. Krabs, this is going to be the very first black and white style episode. I want this episode to be very, very dramatic. So this whole episode is going to be in black and white, or Spia. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Spia, which is the brownish color tone. Yes, I might use the Spia tone, where this entire episode is taking place off of a true story. So in Who Framed Mr. Krabs, it's taking place in the 1800s. So this is Bikini Bottom in the 1800s, so it's taking place like in the Western old time. So it's like a Western related episode where Plankton decides to frame Mr. Krabs. So basically, Plankton creates, I don't know, I think he creates like an evil clone Mr. Krabs or something. It's almost like the Muppets Most Wanted, where there was like an evil Kermit the Frog or something. So it's almost like the Muppets Most Wanted, where there's like a secondary character of the main character of the show or whatnot. So there's like an evil schemed Mr. Krabs out on the loose, where the real Mr. Krabs is being framed because people thought he did the crime. So the real Mr. Krabs gets thrown in prison, And SpongeBob is like a detective episode where SpongeBob and the gang become detectives. They are detectives to find out who is the cause of Mr. Krabs is being framed. They find out. Yes, yeah, they find out. Do all that crazy stuff. But yeah, that's the episode. Who Framed Mr. Krabs? It's a detective mystery episode where SpongeBob and the gang tries to figure out who framed Mr. Krabs, who got him in jail, and they need to bail him out. So this is gonna be like a wild Western detective related episode. So yeah, that's Who Framed Mr. Krabs. Then I have Patissimo the Great, another episode relating to Patrick, the main character of SpongeBob SquarePants. So in this episode, after watching a magic show from Patrick's favorite magician, Patrick then, this is almost like Hocus Pocus, but extended a file miles away. So basically, Patissimo the Great is my interpretation of the Hocus Pocus episode from SpongeBob. So Patrick becomes a magician, and then he ends up making everybody disappear in a Bikini Bottom. So he does a magic trick that makes everyone disappear. He's freaking out because he can't make them reappear. So then he visits his favorite magician, and then he comes up with an idea to make everyone come back to normal. And yeah, that's the episode, Patissimo the Great. Patrick becomes a magician. He makes everyone disappear. Patrick freaks out, wanting everybody. He needs to figure out how to make everybody reappear before everyone Bikini Bottom is deserted. So those are all the plots for the upcoming episodes for season 2017 of SpongeBob SquarePants the Roblox series. Pat Rules, The Flood, Abandoned Snail, Year of the Dragon, Divorce, Camp Frightmare, Grand Sponge Auto, Patissimo the Great, and Who Framed Mr. Krabs. Hope you guys enjoy these new ideas that are coming to the Roblox series. Again, this video will not be uploaded to SpongeBob Studios. It'll be uploaded to my SpongeBob SquarePants Roblox series playlist on my main channel, EB the Original Master. Thank you for your time, and I guess I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Peace out.